If you're a fan of the fight scenes from the John Wick movies, I think you'll really enjoy the scene I'll be analyzing today. Airing in April of 2015, this was just 6 months after the original John Wick entered theaters, so it's very likely the director and/or fight scene coordinator got some inspiration from it. The scene presents Chloe Bennet's character, Sky Johnson. Now, this was a season before she changed to her birth name, Daisy. So it has Sky Johnson fighting a bunch of Hydra agents. It's one uninterrupted take with an over-the-shoulder viewpoint, resembling the POV in a first-person shooter game. The sequence was created by director Kevin Tancherone. I'm just going to call him Tancherone. I'm probably grossly mispronouncing that name. I'll flash it up on the screen. You can see how it's kind of a tongue twister. So it was created by him and the series stunt team, led by stunt coordinator Tanner Gill and fight choreographer Matt Mullins. The actors and equipment operators rehearsed the sequence the weekend prior to shooting for a couple of hours at a gymnastics studio. The preparation for the scene's blocking and choreography were somewhat hampered because the series production doesn't actually build the sets until a few days before the shoot, sometimes as late as the morning of. This led to some uncertainty that couldn't be worked out ahead of time, causing some of the sequence to actually have been reconfigured during shooting in order to fit the set. Despite the challenges of these complications and limitations, it ended up needing only 4 takes to get it right. Unfortunately, Chloe Bennet did fracture an arm during the filming of the final take, causing her to have to act and fight the entire rest of the season, concealing that injury. The effort paid off, resulting in positive reviews, with critics praising Tancherone's choreography and direction. Furthermore, the episode was nominated for a Primetime Emmy for its visual effects. As far as an analysis of the specific tactics employed, I think there's a lot that experienced combat trainers and operators could pick apart, but really, you could level that same criticism against the John Wick movies as well. I think you have to judge these movies with some consideration given to the fact that it's a movie rather than real life. They purposefully emphasize style over substance because ultimately the scene has to look good. My thoughts when watching this scene go as follows. There's a lot of flippy, spinny, athletic gymnastics shit that you'd never actually do in a real gunfight, but hey, it looks cool, so I guess that's good. And I mean, you can't really complain that much. Once again, John Wick, he does a lot of weird, flippy, spinny, silly shit too. Sky, don't stand out in the open when you're doing a magazine reload. Get to cover. Oh, hey, by the way, they had her reload her gun, so they actually acknowledge and account for the fact that guns, in actuality, outside of Hollywood, don't have an infinite number of bullets. So good job. Although, to be fair, this was all done in a single take, so they were actually confined to the number of bullets that the magazines in the individual guns could have. I think what happens here is she just point blank puts one bullet into 2 guys. If you look at it closely, you can see her shooting through the neck region into the other guy's face. That's kind of awesome. Daisy exhibits a really good use of the environmental factors in this fight. There's a lot of movement around the objects, shooting the steam pipes for cover. Right here, her gun runs dry. There's no time to reload, and she's caught in the open. So she kung fu's another guy's gun out of his hands to finish the fight. So that's like another type of tactical reload, taking the other dude's gun away from him. Wow, overall, that scene we just watched was head and shoulders above damn near anything I've ever seen on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. specifically, and also more generally on pretty much anything you can find on television. So really, really good job. So, overall, in conclusion, not in any way a tactical masterpiece, but when compared to all the other dreck that you find on TV, and in most big-budget movies as well, this scene really does stand out. Everyone involved in its creation and filming should feel proud of what they accomplished.